if somebody would ask you what are horror movie cliches, I would bet at the top of the list are old houses where people died before, old jewelry that seems kind of spooky, and a pregnant woman who is in distress. This movie has all of these, and the story behind it is very, very boring. Basically, and there's a slight spoiler warning, but that trailer gives it away. Like, even I cut up the trailer, you can even piece together what happens in that movie because there's literally everything in the trailer, beginning, middle, and end. There's something good in this movie, and that's the only good thing I can say. It has a cat. The cat is very nice. I really like the cat. Everything else is bad. The basic story is woman loses her baby doing childbirth. It's not clear if a baby died before or during. Doesn't really matter. She loses her baby, is very sad, gets some psychic episodes, and then she gets pregnant again, and she starts to see things again. And her husband is worried because she had psychic episodes before, and apparently also tried to kill herself, and yada yada yada. A lot of nonsense happened, not really scary. The ghost, quote unquote, she sees insinuated that somebody is trying to take her unborn baby girl. And for a second, it is presented like the nurse who's there to help her day to day, she wants to take the baby. But that doesn't work because literally the second spooky thing you see in the movie is the ghost of a woman. So they immediately tell you the woman who comes for the baby is not the real woman who's there, it's the female ghost you have already seen. And they forgot that you have already seen her because in the end, the reveal of the female ghost is handled like, ooh, something new. No, she's literally the second quote unquote spooky thing you see in the movie. Anyway, the time to give birth comes, and in the meantime, she learns about the woman who lived there before because she lost her baby, she killed her other children, and she went crazy, and she died also because there has to be some crazy person in a horror movie who killed people before, like literally. And then the ghost attacks, and she gives birth in a bathtub. And I admit I don't know much about childbirth and other things, but the baby comes out squeaky clean, like pristine conditions. No blood, no placenta, no nothing. Just a perfectly clean baby. I don't think that's correct. Like, it's a horror movie. You can show blood in a horror movie. And it would have been nice to actually see what really happens if a woman has to give birth in a bathtub under stress. I don't think that's a pleasant experience. Anyway, the female ghost tries to suck out the life form from the baby, and then the father grabs the baby and once tries to escape the house because the mother tells her. And shortly before the ghost gets the baby, the woman stands up, grabs the ghost, and throws her out the house. And you think, yay! And for a second, you wonder why could she attack the ghost? Because she died. And that would have been an interesting angle, but immediately they destroy it with cliches, like her dead baby lies in a room full of light and everything is nice. Because of course, if you miss somebody, just die and you meet him again, that's a very easy way. Then the dead nurse shows up and she takes the baby literally a stairway up to heaven, and the woman gets reanimated and lives happily after. It is really boring. Really, really boring. Like, there's no spooky factor in it, except if you don't like cats, then it's probably not for you. The only actually interesting thing is this: the nurse is called Delmy, and she says that is an old German name. Me sitting in a cinema full of Germans, everybody started to like, what? No, that's not, no, we don't know that name. And I looked it up, and it is actually a variation of an old German name. Like, Delmy is a variation of Delma, which is a variation of Artem, which is a very, very, very old English name, German name. There's an English variation where it's Arthelm, even though that Helm is a German word. Anyway, and there's even an Italian version. But yeah, technically speaking, it is an old, like a very, very old German name. You should say a Germanic name. Because back then, when this name was around, there was no Germany. There were just Germanic tribes and kingdoms and such. Anyway, that was basically the only interesting thing because I looked it up. Like I said, the good thing about this movie is like the cat. That's cute. The cinematography is okay. Like everything is basically in one room. Like there's a bit outside the room, but it's mostly in one room and the bathtub and okay. But everything else is just it's nothing. Like you can't really say it's bad. Like it's like a one of the mill horror movies. The acting is fine for like that sort of movies, but that's all. Like all these people, I'm guessing, are normally like the extras in other horror movies who just die. Like I don't know anyone in this movie, so I don't know. But yeah, this is not a good movie. You shouldn't watch it, especially if you like horror movies. Don't watch it. You would be really, really disappointed.